Today I had a meeting with an Allstate Adjuster, and he told me that in his training class he had 6 people who were hired that didn't even have a license. How did they get in to being a claims adjuster without even having a license? Stay tuned. So let's start with the emails. We're going to get to that guy in his training class that had 6 people without a license hired by Allstate. I'm going to tell you what he told me, and then I'm on that I told you are just going to be just from Allstate, perfect for newbies, perfect for you if you had trouble trying to get into this industry. But first, let's talk about these emails that I got, which are actually on my phone. First email up is this woman who is 50 years old, says she lives on the West Coast, which I'm on the Southeast side coast. Is that a thing? She's like, listen, I'm energetic, I don't mind disasters, things don't faze me, I could get on roofs, 50 years old, is this a good career for me? And I have to say, I want to say her name was Brenda, and I gotta tell you, Brenda, I love your email. It was so fantastic, so energizing, and why not? Why wouldn't you be able to become an adjuster? The only thing you're missing right now, right, is the training. And of course, if you're 50 years old, listen, forget the age, because it actually really sounds like there's nothing holding you back. You just probably want just to know how to do the job. And there's lots of training out there, and I do recommend that you, if you're in the West Coast, especially California, you're going to need to do different things. She didn't say in her email exactly where on the West Coast she is, because your next steps will be different depending on if you live in Oregon, California, what's the other state out there? Washington. Each step is going to be different. And what I was having when I was having a conversation with the IA today, I'm just going to call him Ed from Allstate. The fact of the matter is that becoming an adjuster is going to be for you, it's going to be like a fly in the middle of a spider web trying to figure out how to get to the edge. And that fly has to crawl because the wings are broken, right? There's no 2 paths that are going to be the same, but the jobs, which are the edge of the spider web, are out there. So don't let anything deter you. Ed from Allstate failed the test twice. Ed from Allstate had no experience in claims adjusting, no auto experience, was working at the post office before he got in, from the South, which is fine, he's just from the South. So again, his path is going to be different than Brenda's out in California. Came from the Army, a whole bunch of, just a whole different background. He's not 50 yet, so it's a lot different than Brenda. But the main thing I want you to remember is that no 2 paths are alike. This isn't like college when you go and get a communications degree and you need 3 credits of this and 3 natural science credits and 3 credits in computer and 3 credits in even physical. They make you take gym in college. What's that for? Your path is going to be different. Yes, he did it one way. However, he told me some people in his class, it took them 2 years, 18 months to be able to get, and he was only in it for 2 months after he got licensed. He said Allstate called him right away. He's not working with Pilot. He's working direct with Allstate, and you can too, which is why I'm going to have one of these jobs probably pop up right about now. Now, the other question I got. So the next question is from Scott. Scott is asking about mile high adjusting and should he take the $1,600 course. Now, from reports and accounts that I've been able to see on Facebook, it seems that it's an investment that may or may not pay off. I mean, point blank. It doesn't seem like it's 100%, although it sounds like they provide a job for you, but is it enough to get you your return on investment for that $1,600, it honestly does not sound like it is. Plus, not to mention the class is $1,600. Then you have to take off of work to get there, and then you have to pay to get there, and then you have to pay to stay there. You got to pay to eat there, and then there may be other things that you have to pay for, tools and books and other things as well. Maybe even a test that you might have to pay for. Could it help you learn the trade? Yeah, I believe it can. And is it maybe worth the investment? It depends what your definition of worth is, because that's subjective. Did I take it? No, I didn't take it. Would I take it? Probably not. $1,600 is a really big ask, especially when there's free training out there or more local training out there. I know Metro Public Adjustment, they always train adjusters. That's the number one reason why I even got with Metro, is because they told me that they would train me when I first got into IA. And then as I worked as an IA and I always came back home, Metro just kept paying, and it's better being at home. In fact, today when I was talking to Ed had a ladder assist. The ladder assist was like, oh yeah, I used to work with Metro back in, I think he said 05, 06. Then he went and he was an IA, and he did that for about, for a while it sounded like, but he didn't like being away from home 5 months at a time. And so then he just went to being a ladder assist. Now he said he's making the same money, but guess what? He doesn't have to be on the road. He gets to control his schedule much better. When you work as an IA, you are working 7 12-hour days. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of your time away from family, friends, and I have another video that I was just editing last night that covers things that you won't like about being an IA or being an adjuster, because your time is just gone completely. And I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm 33 now, so maybe time is just more valuable to me than money. And plus, like when as a PA, an hour and a half worth of work, I could be making 4 figures. And when I look at my IA checks, I'm looking like, oh, $3,500 in a week. That's it. I worked 7 12s. You had my whole entire life, and this is all that you pay me. It's not even worth it, which is what I like about being a PA. So I get to control my time. Do I still work? Yes, I probably can work anywhere between 25 to 40 hours a week. Sometimes it can be more. COVID has really increased our business. I mean, I got people doing 40 claims a month, every single month in our industry. And, you know, I'm trying to find people here in Atlanta to be PAs because I have so many claims. Like, I just want to get back. I want to go to Six Flags. I want to go back to having fun. But COVID has really, like, really just, like, it's wearing me out just how overworked we are at this point. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, COVID has been 110% blessing for me. Now, back to Scott's question. He asked about the Mile High Adjuster. I would never recommend going, but if you go, report back, tell me how it is. I would like to know. I'm sure other people who watch this video want to know too as well. Is it a good investment? I just don't think that you need it, especially when Now, the final question that I'm going to answer today is from Derwin. Derwin wants to know, is there auto adjusting classes? Because he wants to be able to do auto and do property and do CAT and be versatile and be here, be there, do this, do that, run, jump, leap, play, look left, look right. I mean, he went on and on about what he wants to do. Listen, don't overcomplicate becoming an adjuster. I have videos that give you step-by-step instructions on exactly what you need to do. Just follow the plan like Ed did. Ed said that he was excited to see me because when he was pulling up to the inspection today. I'm the PA on the claim, he's the IA, and I had a trainee who went up on the roof because I broke my toe, and he had a ladder assist, and I mentioned that ladder assist earlier in this video, who used to do IA work and used to do PA work too, but for him, ladder assisting works best. So it's like, don't overcomplicate getting into the industry. You know you probably need to get a license, although according to Edwin, he said that 6 people in his class were there without a license. He also mentioned that he understands how they were able to do that. And I'll tell you that in just a bit, how they were able to get hired by Allstate. Now, if you want to work with an IA firm, you're going to need a license. But Ed is living the dream. He was working in Texas handling hail claims. I met him here in Georgia. And he gets to have his daughter here with him, which is great for his lifestyle, but he likes to be out and about. He said he didn't like during COVID that everything was virtual because, number one, the pictures are horrible and the video is grainy. So you have to even have a re-inspection done anyway. So it's just like waiting. And he's an Army cat. So he's like, listen, I need to be moving. I don't like standing still. He has that sense of urgency. And that's what a lot of you, honestly, to be completely honest, are missing, is that sense of urgency. A lot of you are like, okay, I'll do it in 3 weeks or I'll do it next month. If you're not studying and licensed in 30 days, then you're wasting your time and you're just get out the way of everybody else who wants to really get going in this industry. Study, learn how to just video, you're on YouTube already, video how to rebuild a home because that's going to help you. But he was excited to be able to get in that position with Allstate. They pay for his car while he's here. I don't know if they pay for his room, but I had another viewer here in Georgia, and I think I mentioned her before. Her name is Whitney. She lived out in Riverdale, Georgia, and she went over to Texas to work as an IA for Allstate, direct with Allstate. She did a small catastrophe doing auto claims for State Farm, and that was enough for her to get into industry. Derwin, I thank you for your question, but don't overcomplicate it. Just apply to positions, get on rosters, just do these steps, and with whichever opportunities come up to you, take them one by one. And never, ever, 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 ever go on vacation over taking a deployment. I get those calls a lot. Stop thinking that they're going to wait on you. I get so many calls. From people saying, oh, well, I was going to go on vacation. Anyway, listen, I'm running out of time on my video because my phone is about to die, but I want to be able to tell you, like, Derwin's classmates who didn't have a license, they had experience. I want you to comment below and guess what type of experience they had. And then I'll be able to answer and reply there, okay? What else was I going to? Oh, the 5 jobs for Allstate, they're here. I also want you to watch my video that talks about what you're not going to like about being an adjuster, because it talks about being on the road, being in podunk towns. It's not for me. I love being in Atlanta. I love being able to meet with my family. I love being able to take my own days off. I love being able to go to Six Flags when I want to, although my toe is broke, so I can't. But it's a great industry. It's COVID proof. It's government shutdown proof. It's government backed. It's $1 trillion industry. Allstate just bought another insurer, National General, I think, for like $4.4 billion. They made $64 billion. The entire industry did. It's like number 4 for GDP. I just don't stop working. The money is lucrative. The money comes easy. But I mean, you gotta know what you're doing. That's the one thing I really try to preach. So listen, if you want to know what Irwin's 6 classmates had that maybe you might have that can help you with Allstate and getting in, go ahead and comment below. And then what I also want you to do is I also want you to apply to the Allstate jobs that I'm going to put up and that you can find at majoradjusters.com. Get on my email list, because as of right now, there's like 3 State Farm trainings coming up at the end of the month, and I want you all, and next month, and I want you all to be a part of them. I want you to follow me on IG, because like I'm here and talk to so many licensed IAs who don't know what a bond is, who don't know the difference between claims adjusting and independent adjusting, or don't know the difference or what a public adjuster is. So you are either not watching my videos, you're not on my email list. A lot of people are following my advice and it is working for them. Just keep it moving. And if you live in the state of Florida, just get a license for the sake of having a license, because a hurricane will happen. And it's only a couple $100 every couple years to have it. It'll pay for itself within the first couple of hours of a deployment, okay? If not, at least the first day. Listen, my name is Abahi, and if I can help you become an IA and make money in this very lucrative industry, would you let me?